There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is.
She thinks it's a solid case, at least, and is saying, show everybody what you have so they can see true evil. Within her capacity of chairman and CEO of Turning Point USA, they could be more transparent about what happened that day. People don't like the stuff that they've seen about Mikey McCoy. They don't like what they've seen about Rob McCoy.
Here's what I've come to believe. Courage is hope in action.
Starring Erika Kirk, widow of Charlie Kirk, and Usha Vance, wife of Vice President J.D. Vance, has gone absolutely viral, and viewers just can't look away. What appeared to be a serene, emotional moment between two women processing a huge loss has now morphed into one of the juiciest, most talked about clips in politics. Everyone is speculating nonstop. Was it genuine comfort or a sly strategic move?
Gave assurance to people that Turning Point USA is continuing, and it is. I mean, we are so blessed to have more work than we even could ever dream of. I mean, it's beautiful.
It unleashed a flood of theories about loyalty, image crafting, and subtle influence maneuvers in America's elite conservative circles. In this segment, we're uncovering the truth behind that viral moment, a tangled crossroads where raw emotion collides with ambition, and every fleeting glance seems loaded with hidden meaning.
He has shared much of his life through his own eloquent words. In his book, Hillbilly Elegy, during his Senate campaign.
An unbelievable amount of emails from people that are convinced that Charlie's actually still alive, right? And it's not sad because those people are crazy. They're actually reacting to the lack of emotion and the lack of drive that is coming out of Turning Point USA to figure out who killed him. Yeah, that is how absurd they are acting. Just move on. Just donate to Turning Point USA. This is what Charlie would want.
And unity, while discreetly building their political influence. Erika was always seen with Charlie at exclusive galas, major fundraisers, and Turning Point USA events, smiling for the cameras but maintaining complete control over her presence. Usha, sharp, composed, and politically savvy, was rapidly rising as J.D. Vance's partner, and their paths repeatedly crossed at private meetings and intimate gatherings. Those polished moments sometimes hinted at a silent rivalry. Observers wondered, was it respect or a quiet tug-of-war? Slowly, a delicate yet strong connection formed, built on empathy, shared ambition, and perhaps a touch of calculated strategy. In a world where every smile, handshake, and softly spoken word can shift political futures, this friendship seemed destined for attention. And now, that attention has arrived. What's happening between them is more than just friendship. It has the potential to shake the foundations of conservative politics. It shows how emotion, ambition, and public image collide within elite circles. The viral clip didn't merely showcase support. It offered a glimpse behind closed doors into a maze of motives, complex, subtle, and nearly impossible to decode. Erika and Usha weren't simply having casual coffee chats or sharing tears. They had a purpose. Intimate yet meticulously strategic. These weren't ordinary friends whispering secrets. They were insiders fluent in the language of power. Sharing visions, speaking the same silent political code, they navigated spaces where a single misstep could rewrite narratives. Every appearance Erika made beside Charlie was deliberate, a statement. Her outfits, her composed yet confident smile, each element carefully curated, the softer edge of a hard-hitting movement. Usha operated differently, quiet but razor-sharp, orchestrating her husband's rise behind the scenes, proving that influence doesn't require a spotlight. She was a tactician capable of wielding silence like a weapon. Though no private heart-to-heart chats were recorded in their early years, their aligned ambitions spoke louder than words. The Vances saw the Kirks as a bridge into elite conservative networks. The Kirks recognized the Vances as credibility and access, influence for image, connection for validation. A political waltz, smooth, deliberate, and perfectly rehearsed. Every glance, every pose, layered with intent. Beneath the smiles and stage-ready chemistry, subtle currents of power ran deep, legible only to those navigating the same high-stakes world. A nod, a glance, unspoken signals, the bond forged in surviving a system that can elevate or destroy overnight. Even before Charlie's tragic passing, Erika and Usha were fixtures in the conservative spotlight, always polished, composed, and perfectly placed. Erika radiated strength, loyalty, and poise, the living emblem of devotion and resilience, the very heart of Turning Point USA's public image. Usha, quiet but commanding, a brilliant legal mind turned second lady, masked razor-sharp instincts behind calm grace. Together, they were two sides of the same coin, one public and luminous, the other subtle and strategic, both indispensable to modern conservative power. Flawless joint appearances, perfect smiles, seamless handshakes, camera-ready chemistry. Until that fateful September 11, 2025, when Charlie's remains touched down in Arizona, freezing the world in a moment no one could ignore. Usha Vance changed too. Always intelligent and composed, she had avoided the spotlight, but tragedy pulled her into a profoundly personal role. She became the emotional backbone keeping her friend upright. From that day, both women's lives intertwined in ways no one foresaw. Usha stepped into a human crisis, not a political one. Her presence mattered far more than statements or social posts. She didn't perform. She simply appeared. When Charlie Kirk's casket returned to Arizona, Usha was by Erika's side. Cameras captured them walking together down the runway, dressed in black, faces hidden behind sunglasses, silence deafening. The moment became iconic. Two women bound not by politics, but by shared heartbreak. Millions watched, witnessing raw human strength. Later, Erika revealed she could barely stand until Usha whispered, "Just live 15 minutes at a time." Those 6 words struck like lightning, grounding her through sleepless nights, emotional interviews, and heavy silences. That phrase became her lifeline. Moment by moment, their bond transformed. Polite professionalism gave way to an unbreakable connection born of survival. Erika's world teetered while Usha quietly anchored her. Strategy and politics fell away. What remained was human connection, unfiltered empathy. Observers noticed the shift. Rehearsed smiles vanished, replaced by genuine emotion. The image of Erika and Usha walking hand in hand beside the flag-draped casket struck millions. It wasn't mere respect. It was a pact of strength, loyalty, and silent solidarity. Behind the famous photos were weeks of chaos, endless calls, logistics, statements, and ceaseless cameras. Through it all, Usha remained calm, composed, quietly guiding Erika through heartbreak and political formality. Slowly, public image layers faded. What emerged was deeply human, friendship forged through sleepless nights, tears, and shared exhaustion. Usha wasn't there for headlines or attention. They were there when silence spoke louder than words. Usha became the steady hand in a collapsing world, the calm amid chaos. As Erika stepped into her late husband's mission, leading Turning Point USA forward, she carried more than legacy. She carried grief no camera could capture. Behind her, quiet but constant, was Usha. Not as the vice president's wife, but as a pillar of strength, a silent force proving that power isn't always loud. Usha became more than a friend, a lifeline, a confidant, quietly holding Erika steady. While chaos screamed around them, insiders noticed the shift. Usha's subtle presence grew, attending private meetings, managing logistics, and orchestrating memorials. Political circles were stunned by her devotion, refusing to let Erika face a moment alone. When Air Force Two landed in Phoenix with Charlie Kirk's casket, the scene was cinematic. Engine hum, camera clicks, and a hush over the crowd. Erika froze, tears hidden behind sunglasses, grief weighing heavy. Usha's gentle touch on her arm spoke louder than words. They walked side by side, hand in hand, down the runway, a quiet, raw, sacred moment. Politics faded. Human strength prevailed. That walk became legendary, sealing their bond. Behind flashbulbs, weeks of exhaustion followed. Calls, statements, meetings, and sleepless nights. Through it all, Usha stayed calm, guiding Erika through heartbreak and political formality. Their friendship became an unspoken pact, forged in survival. The runway moment transformed into a symbol of resilience, heartbreak, and rebirth. When applause faded, their true story began, written in quiet spaces between chaos and calm. Out of sorrow, Erika rose stronger, Usha unwavering beside her. Together, they turned grief into purpose, tragedy into endurance. Insiders recall Usha whispering to Erika on a turbulent flight, "Focus on the next 15 minutes." That quiet metaphor became Erika's anchor, a reminder that every storm passes moment by moment. Usha became the stabilizing force behind a movement as Erika stepped into leadership reborn through loss. Their bond deepened, handling flights, schedules, and private moments no cameras captured. Erika's public speeches and charisma paired seamlessly with Usha's precision behind the scenes. Together, they created a rhythm, one public, one private, a powerhouse dynamic. Candlelight vigils and memorials gave way to strategy sessions, private donor dinners, and subtle influence reshaping Turning Point USA. Erika's speeches, powered by Usha's calm strategy, revitalized the organization. Their partnership blurred friendship and leadership, two women steering conservative power, one in the spotlight, one behind it. Rebuilding, rebranding, and reigniting a movement became their shared mission. Their first major joint appearance post-tragedy at the University of Mississippi left the audience in awe. TPUSA thrived. Projects like the Midweek Rise Up podcast and Bible in 365 Days gained massive engagement, while Erika launched Everyday Heroes Like You, spotlighting community kindness. Usha's fingerprints were everywhere: logistics, travel, event oversight, keeping chaos at bay. Together, they became the heartbeat of a conservative resurgence, mixing empathy, trust, and unstoppable will. Their quiet revolution blended compassion with command, emotion with execution. From grief to growth, heartbreak to history, Erika Kirk and Usha Vance turned loss into legacy. Strength, unity, and grace reshaped the narrative, rising not just to survive, but to lead. Out of nowhere, their bond took shape in the same elite circles where both thrived, preaching faith, family, and unity while quietly amassing influence behind the scenes. Erika Kirk was always seen by Charlie's side at high-end galas, major fundraisers, and Turning Point USA events, smiling for cameras, yet commanding her own spotlight. Meanwhile, Usha Vance, sharp, poised, and politically astute, was rapidly rising as J.D. Vance's partner in both life and power. Their paths collided repeatedly at exclusive meetings and private gatherings. Polished on the surface, these encounters reportedly carried a subtle edge of rivalry. Observers whispered, "Respect or a silent tug-of-war behind those smiles?" A delicate yet potent connection formed, built on empathy, shared ambition, and quiet calculation. In a world where every smile, handshake, and softly spoken word could shift political futures, attention was inevitable, and it came. What was happening between these two could shake conservative politics. This isn't merely a friendship story. It's where emotion, ambition, and public image collide behind the elite's polished smiles. The viral clip didn't just show support, it exposed what might be happening behind closed doors. Untangling it is nearly impossible. Erika and Usha's relationship wasn't some random sisterhood built on coffee and shared tears. Close, yes, but purposeful, intimate, and strategic. They weren't friends sharing secrets. They were insiders fluent in the power game, sharing visions, speaking the same unspoken political language, navigating spaces where one misstep could shift narratives. Every time Erika stood next to Charlie, it was deliberate. Her outfits, her composed smile, more than support, a living part of the movement's image. Usha, quiet yet razor-sharp, guided her husband's rise from behind the scenes, turning silence into influence. Early on, no heart-to-heart talks were recorded, but shared goals spoke louder than words. The Vances saw the Kirks as a bridge to a conservative network. The Kirks saw the Vances as a path to credibility and access, influence for image, connection for validation. Their political waltz was smooth, deliberate, perfectly rehearsed. Every photo, every glance carried layered intention. Beneath the smiles and stage poses, a quiet power dynamic kept observers guessing. Only insiders could read the subtle signals of nods and glances, the unspoken bond forged in a system that could elevate or swallow you whole. Before Charlie's death, both women were polished, composed, exactly where they needed to be. Erika embodied strength, loyalty, and poise, the heart of Turning Point USA's public image. Usha was quiet but commanding, a brilliant legal mind and second lady whose calm grace masked sharp political instincts. Together, they were two sides of the same coin, public and radiant, subtle and strategic, essential to modern conservative power. Their appearances were flawless, chemistry perfect, until that day in Arizona changed everything. On September 11, 2025, when Charlie's plane landed, Erika and Usha appeared side by side, black-clad, dark glasses hiding their eyes, carrying the moment's weight. Then suddenly, Usha reached out, gently taking Erika's hand. No words, no press, just one raw, deeply human gesture that spoke louder than anything else. The nation shivered. It cut through formality, politics, and performance. For the first time, viewers saw two humans, not symbols, bound by shared pain. Erika later revealed Usha's words that day, "Take it slow, 15 minutes at a time," became her anchor through ensuing chaos. That soft sentence transformed their bond from calculated partnership into something deeply personal and real.